I'm going to be sharing with you in this video 3 ways that narcissistic people try to control your life. Because the truth is that these people will try to control your life in so many ways, and it might be happening completely unconsciously. You might not even realize that these narcissistic people are literally blocking you from achieving financial abundance, from following your soul's journey, from living a happy and fulfilling life. And they're going to try to flip it back on you and make you seem like you're controlling them, when in reality, you are being controlled. They are sucking the life force energy out of your system, not allowing you to step into your power and create the life that you really want. So if you're new to this channel, I want you to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, because I post a new video every single day. Also, I have a couple spots left for coaching in the month of February. So if you want to be a part of that, apply for a free consultation by hitting the link that's in the description box of this video. So narcissistic people will try to control you in so many different ways. Like, for the longest time, I thought that me protecting my energy and me stepping into my power, meditating, taking some time alone, cutting off certain people in my life, I thought that I was being selfish for doing this. But then little did I realize that I was being more selfish, allowing these people to control my energy, allowing these people to literally bring me down and bring my energy down, creating this unnecessary heaviness in my life. Because here's the thing, is that you might have a lot of heavy energy in your life right now, and it's because people are putting their baggage onto you. Now, a lot of the times, what you got to realize is that these people are literally putting their baggage onto you, and you believe that this is your baggage, and unconsciously you might not even realize that you're carrying other people's wounds, and you've got your own wounds to heal first before you can take others. Now, I'm not saying don't help people. I'm saying help yourself and put yourself first, not your ego, but your true self, which will allow you to step into your power. So the first thing that I want to share with you in terms of how these people will control you and control your energy, and the first thing that narcissists do is they make you feel guilty. They will make you feel guilty for wanting to take time alone, for wanting to meditate, for wanting to have your own individual space. It's almost like the person will take it personally that you need time alone. Now, the truth is that it's not personal. It's just that you need some time alone, and that you have to take some time alone. You got to protect your energy, so to speak. Like, you ever heard people talk about energy vampires? What they really mean is a narcissistic unconscious person sucking the life force out of you, bringing your vibration down. Now, the thing with this to understand is that the way the ego works is that it flips its own problems onto you, making you seem like the bad person. Now, here's the most critical thing you need to understand, is that guilt is a way that the ego tries to control you. Now, this narcissistic person will make you feel guilty for just wanting to take space alone and step into your power. Now, how crazy is that? You just want to take some time alone. You have nothing against that person, most likely. And now here you are feeling guilty for wanting to take space alone, and you're being totally controlled by that person. Like, you're just being totally controlled by the energy of that person, because they make you feel guilty. They make you feel like the bad person, when the truth is that you just want to take some time alone. Now, here's the thing that I learned, is that it's important to take time alone and step into your power, especially if you consider yourself to be an empath, or a conscious being, or somebody that's in the spiritual awakening process. Like, I know that if you feel this heavy energy in your life right now, that you just want to help people go through this process. You just want to help people remove this heavy feeling, just like you do. You want to remove the heavy feeling within yourself. And then the more that you go through this, you want to help others as well. So I understand that you want to help people. I understand that if you feel heaviness, all you really want to do is spread the light. Now, here's the thing though, is that if you don't take time alone to protect your energy, how are you going to help anybody else? It's not going to happen. It's totally impossible for you to help somebody if you don't take time alone. Now, if you feel guilty and you feed into that energy, you're literally being controlled by a narcissistic person just for wanting to take time alone. Now, they're going to try to make you feel guilty. You got to watch out for this. That person, it could be family, it could be friends, will try to make you feel guilty. How crazy is that? That person makes you feel guilty, makes you a bad person for wanting to take time alone? Really think about how messed up that is. That's a really messed up relationship dynamic. So if you give them what they need, then you're this amazing good person. If you got to take time alone, now you're a bad person, you should feel guilty. It's completely conditional. That's not unconditional love. That's conditional love. So the second way that people will try to control you, narcissistic people, is through shame. They'll shame you for being a bad, they'll make you seem like you're such a bad person. Like you need to be shamed if you don't meet my needs. And if you do meet my needs, then you're this good person. But even on the other end of that good feeling, you still feel a sense of like, no, like something feels off. Like even when I give them what they want and then they give me approval for that, I still feel like something's wrong. I still feel like it doesn't work. You see, if you feel that, you're totally being controlled by narcissistic, egotistical, unconscious energy. Because unconditional love and the truth of reality is that it shouldn't be conditional. It's not that if you do something, then you're a good person. If you do something bad, then you're a bad person. Now, I know how that sounds. Like, Francis, are you saying that it doesn't matter what I do and I should just be treated good no matter what? No, that's not really what I mean. I'm saying that that person should unconditionally accept you for who they are. But a narcissist will never do that. A narcissist will have this weird energy dynamic where if you do something for them, then you're good. But if you just want to help yourself, now you're the one that's selfish. And now you're the one that's a bad person just because you don't give them their approval seeking. You see, that's all the ego wants. It wants the validation, approval seeking. I need something from you, and if I don't get that, then you're a bad person. You're bad. You're bad. I'm going to shame you. I'm going to shame you because if you don't do this, then you're automatically a bad person and you should feel guilty. You see how messed up that is? That's so messed up because unconditional love doesn't work like that. Unconditional love is just being in alignment with your truth, giving somebody love regardless of the conditions of this moment. Now, I'm not saying don't do that for those narcissistic people. In fact, that's my whole life purpose. I'm standing here in front of you, recording a video daily, giving you unconditional love, regardless of what you might be going through. But the only way I can do that is if I create boundaries in my life and I do not allow these energies to control my life to some degree. Because only when I desire can I step into that energy and help somebody from my heart. But I have to connect to my heart space, to the love within me first in order to make that happen. If I don't take some time alone and meditate, if I don't create boundaries with family, create boundaries with old friends, and let go of relationships, if I didn't drop out of school, if I didn't let go of these things, I wouldn't be an open container of love to spread value to what it is that I really desire when I want to actually do that. Now, the truth is that these people will try to control you. So it's super important to not feel guilty and just take time alone. Just take the time alone. Just take time alone. There's nothing to feel guilt for. Nobody should be shaming you. If they are, well, their emotional reaction to you wanting to take time alone is their responsibility. You got to take some time alone. And here's the thing as well, is that you're doing it from love. You're not doing it because you hate that person. You're not doing it because you have anything against that person. You're not doing it because you have anything against these energy vampires. In fact, the best way to show love to these kind of people is to connect to your heart space and connect to your own love, to take some time alone. I found that I could only show love to these people when I take time alone to show love for myself. You see, you cannot love somebody else if you don't show love to yourself. So it's super critical that you take that time, you take that space to learn how to connect with who you really are. Now, you've probably already been doing this if you're watching this video and resonating with this content. And maybe you don't have these people totally controlling your life, but it is super critical to know when it's time to pull back and step into your power. Like, I know you've probably already been stepping into your power. You've probably already been feeling amazing, but you want to take it to the next level. Understand that it's okay to just keep going in that direction. Like, you don't have to explain yourself always to people. You know, you can if you want to speak your truth, but there comes a point where they're going to make you feel shame, and maybe you've already been through this, but just keep in mind that these people will try to shame you and make you feel guilty for wanting to take some space. Now, the last thing I want to share with you, the third thing, is blame and anger. They'll try to make you feel angry. They'll project anger onto you. They'll put there's this heavy, angry energy. Well, they'll blame you. They'll be angry at you. There's a lot of heaviness with this kind of energy. And it's super, super critical to understand that you don't play the game of the ego and you don't feed into these petty little arguments, because you're really bringing down your own energy and the energy of that person. That's completely selfish. Anger in general is a totally unconscious energy that's very explosive and reactive and unconscious in nature. Now, the only way to deal with this is not to play that game. You see, the ego will point jabs at you, trying to make you feel angry. They'll say something that threatens your survival and who you think you are. And the ego narcissist will try to make you argue back. Now, don't do that, because these arguments are totally pointless, totally waste of time, creating unnecessary war and confrontation. Now, if you really want to connect with somebody at a deeper level, you want to enter that kind of confrontational energy with a very powerful level of awareness and presence if you choose to do so. But it's very important that you only enter confrontation or energy and create a connection with somebody in that way only if you do it consciously when you desire. If you're unconsciously being absorbed into this anger, into this unconscious energy, what will happen is that you're going to be totally controlled by this external force that we call the ego, which is not really an ego. It's not something that is outside of you. It's actually within you, but it's something that seems like it's outside of you because it's totally unconscious until you become conscious of it. Now, this anger will completely stop you from stepping into your power. Guilt, fear, shame, anxiety, fear, worry, anger, all this heaviness, that's the narcissistic game. Do not play that game. Don't play the game of the narcissist. There's heaviness, there's unnecessary heaviness around this whole narcissistic empath dynamic going on here. And this whole energy, this negative, low vibration is going to block you from stepping into your abundance. Okay, so do not feel guilty for wanting to separate yourself from these people. But only do it from a place of love and acceptance, not judgment towards those people. If you judge those people, you're only judging something that is within you as well, because that darkness in that person exists within you as well. And in fact, you judging them is their reflection going through you, this negative dark energy that you're not willing to accept fully. So it's important to accept fully that negativity and then just choose to separate yourself from a place of acceptance. Because this guilt, fear, anxiety, worry, anger, blaming people, like, oh, that person's bad, he should be doing this, you should be doing that, and if you don't do this, then you're a bad person. Like, do you see the energy behind that? It's like, it's so dark. It's like, if you do this, then you're a good person. If you don't, shame, bad, bad, bad. Blame, anger, all these negative emotions are totally not serving you or that person. You see, by you not creating boundaries, you're affirming to that narcissist that what they're doing is okay. You're showing them that it's okay. You can't do that because you're subconsciously programming them to to continue with those patterns. To break those patterns is to step into your power and have love for yourself and choose to disconnect from that kind of energy. Out of love and respect for yourself. Just let it go. If you have to speak your truth to that person, do it. Sometimes, here's what I always like to share with people. You don't have to explain anything. You can do something that I call create an implicit boundary, where you just simply disconnect from that narcissistic energy with no explanation whatsoever. You don't have to explain anything. Now, if you want, you can say to them, hey, when I'm around you, I feel heaviness, I feel energy, but that's not always needed. You could just, out of love for yourself, not say anything and protect your energy totally. Protect your energy fully. Now, it really depends on the moment. The moment will teach you, the present moment will show you what you're called to do. Maybe you have to speak your truth. Maybe you just have to leave. From a place of love and acceptance, of course. But it's super, super critical that you don't allow this narcissistic heavy energy to control your life. Now, of course, accept your circumstances, accept the present moment as it is. But I'm talking about if you want to step into your power, if you want to step into financial abundance, if you want to step into creating your dream life, being in the flow state, being in such a flow, being in love with the process of your life, being so in love with the process of your everyday life, it's going to require a letting go of some relationships. Now, I know that might be hard for some of you to hear, but the truth is that unless you let go of these relationships, or at least create a boundary of some sorts, what will happen is that you will never step into your power. You'll never step into your true abundance, and you're always going to be controlled by people and opinions and influences that are ultimately not even yours. You're programming your own mind with their programming. You got to let that go. If you really want to step into your abundance, I'm telling you right now, you have to understand the deeper energy dynamics of how the ego works and how that part of people try to control you as well. And it really is the deeper darkness of human nature. Now, to transcend this is to step into your power and lead by example. Show them that it's unacceptable for that kind of energy to be in your life, either implicitly or explicitly, meaning you either don't say anything or you just say to them from a place of love and respect. You say, hey, unfortunately, this energy is just not going to work. It's not going to cut it. I got to get going. You don't even need a response from them. Or you just say, hey, and I feel, if it's somebody really close to you, you can just say, I feel really negative around you. It's really weighing my energy down. Like, I need some space. Or don't say anything and just leave. Just leave. You still keep the relationship open, but sometimes you got to protect your energy, and your energy is so drained that you just got to leave. No explanations needed. Now, if you don't develop this relationship with yourself, if you don't develop this love with yourself, you're not going to be able to step into your power and create the life that you want. It just won't happen. It's impossible. It's impossible because to heal the collective starts with you healing yourself first. Yourself needs to be healed before you can heal somebody else's self. Yourself is the most important thing. You can't heal somebody else's ego if you don't heal your own ego, because the ego is just part of your ego as an individual is part of the ego in the collective. Now, you need to heal yourself first, and as you build up more light, more consciousness in your system, and then what happens is now you're going to be a walking beam of light that heals the collective just simply with your presence. Now, in order to get to this point, you have to take some boundaries, take some time alone, and step into your power fully. So what does this mean on a practical level? For me, I had to drop out of school, had to let go of certain friends, I had to create boundaries with my family. I love my family. I still have my family, don't get me wrong, but it was important to, just out of respect, create those boundaries so that I can record videos, so that I can meditate, so that I can take calls with clients, having a safe space to allow my clients to express and allow myself to express. You see, all these things are going to be very, very critical for you to live a life that is very fulfilling and does not actually feel negative on a consistent basis. Because I'm telling you right now, if you allow narcissistic energy to continue controlling you, you will not live the life of your dreams. It just will not happen. You got to take control over your own narcissism within you and then spread the light in consciousness to these people when they need it at the specific present moment in time. Now, I'm not saying don't involve your life at all with these people. In fact, I consistently talk with people at a lower level of consciousness or vibration or whatever word you want to use. It's just these people are all equal to you at the end of the day because they're just a part of you, but you want to do it on your terms. When you desire, you step into that space and be the light to the world. Otherwise, you can take some time alone. You can meditate, you can be alone, and you'll find that you're much happier when you create this boundary. Much, much happier, much more fulfilled, much more powerful, much more present to the moment. Like everything in your life will feel so much more powerful when you create this boundary with these narcissistic energies. So if you want to download my free guided meditation, hit the link that's in the description box of this video, because this meditation is specifically designed to allow you to connect deeper to the present moment. And I'll also leave it as a top comment in this video as well. So that's all I have for you today. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.